This is the Ohio AgNet from the Voice You Know with the News You Trust studio, sponsored by BASF, where you can count on the trusted performance of Alevos seed treatment to protect your soybean crop. I'm Ty Higgins. Tune in on Monday as Dusty visits with Brian and Jennifer Harbage in Clark County, where the Ohio Field Leader Roadshow continues. Don't miss the latest research, insights, and on-farm innovations in soybean production. Had a chance recently to talk to Randy Met. He is a seed product manager with Crop Plan Seeds. He talked about his observations after the 2025 growing season.
It's a very challenging growing season throughout the year. But the way we shook out at the end, I've been really happy with the way things shook out. Most general growers were happy with where they finished on yields. Actually, in a lot of cases, was better than anticipated. Maybe not the best, but still, in general, finished out better than we thought they were going to.
So what can be learned from 2025 that we can carry over into next year?
Expect the unexpected. We know that Mother Nature's in charge. We'll do the best we possibly can each and every year to make our best laid plans. But Mother Nature has her hand in everything. And there's certain diseases that may crop in. And some years, it might be southern rust that blows into unexpected areas. We've got to be willing and able to be out scouting and looking for those type of issues that come in. And maybe it's insect pressure. Those type of things. We must be diligent in our activities throughout the year and have the ability to course adjust as need be to make sure that we give that crop the best chance it possibly can to maximize its yield.
The current economics in agriculture has all farmers sharpening their pencils just a little bit, but how can you balance saving a little money with getting the results at the end of the season?
That's a great question. In times like this, I think it's really critical to understand how specific hybrids respond to our key inputs. And when I say key inputs, it's going to be nitrogen and fungicide. Those two we know we can vary. We can either apply or not apply fungicide. Nitrogen, we know we can vary those rates, but do we know which hybrids respond differently at different rates of nitrogen? Or how do some hybrids respond with or without fungicide? Through 14 years of testing within the answer plot system, we know that there's certain hybrids that really have very minimal response to fungicide, but there's some that will respond to the tune of 60 and 70 bushel. So if we're truly looking at ROI and really allocating dollars to the correct acre, to the correct hybrid, it's key in my mind that they truly understand what those true responses are by hybrid, by product that they are looking for to maximize their ROI opportunity.
That's Randy Met, Seed Product Manager with Crop Plan Seed. And our next monthly check-in at Farm Credit Mid-America will be on Wednesday. We'll have the Fight the Hunger, Stock the Trailer results with Dale. Time to check the forecast now with Ryan Martin, brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance, online at seedconsultants.com.
Winds will be subsiding today here just a little bit. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin. Let's take a look at that Ohio Ag weather update. After a very blustery Thanksgiving day, we are seeing the winds pull back ever so slightly today. Now, probably not enough to say that we have no more lake effect coming into northeast Ohio, but I think that we see it confined to a very small area compared to what we saw the past couple of days. High pressure is actually trying to work into the area today as well. Going to set up over parts of northwest Indiana late this afternoon and evening. Now get ready. Our next frontal boundary is already heading this direction. I think we start with some sunshine on Saturday, tomorrow, and we see clouds build quickly. The thickest clouds come in the evening and early overnight. Precipitation will be coming right behind. Now, the problem here is that precipitation is coming into an already cold air mass. I am going to say rain and snow are still likely for all of the region here. Rain down near the Ohio River, snow farther north, and I do expect there to be some accumulation here. Now, as we take a look, really drilling down on it, I don't think it's any more than a coating to an inch or two in most areas. I do not believe this to be a big-time event, but I-70 North coating to 2-3 inches. Yep, it is possible the way we see it right now. The bulk of that coming through the day on a Sunday. Next week is cold, but again, dry, or at least not a lot of new precipitation in that Monday through a Thursday, early Friday time frame. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin.
Ryan, thank you. The Ohio AgNet continues after this.
When you're buying seed, there's more to a transaction than money. You're exchanging time and trust, hoping each decision adds up at harvest. Seed Consultants sales professionals don't take that lightly. With products made to excel in the Eastern Corn Belt and agronomic knowledge that stands up to the test, we're all about the same things you are: reliability and results. Buy into a better seed experience. Visit seedconsultants.com to view our corn and soybean lineup.
This is the Ohio AgNet. I'm Ty Higgins. Sometimes you have to go a little ways out of the state to meet other Ohioans, especially when they're leaders of national organizations. An exclusive interview now with the two leaders of the American Soybean Association, Scott Metzger, and the National Corn Growers Association, Jed Bauer. Scott, good to see you.
Hey, good to see you, Ty.
Hey, Jed.
Hey, Ty. Thanks for being here.
So I know we've talked a lot on the air with you guys, but for those who maybe haven't heard, just tell me a little bit about your farm, Scott.
Sixth-generation farmer. We are right south of Columbus. Ross, Pickaway County. I've got Randy, Blake, Darren, and Rick are in our operation, so multi-generational operation.
Jed?
So, not too far away from Scott, over in Fayette County, just west of Courthouse there. Fifth-generation farm. We're a smaller operation. My son was at school. He's 19, and he took a little sabbatical this year, and I was a little worried about it, but then I got a little selfish. I'm pretty busy right now, and I was like, another set of hands ain't bad. But you know what, and I'm sure we'll get into it, it is kind of scary, him potentially being the sixth generation, coming back to an operation in an ag economy the way it is right now.
Why this level of leadership, guys? It does take a lot of time. We're in Kansas City, Missouri now, and this is where I'm talking with you guys. So you're on the road a lot, off the farm a lot. Why this much responsibility at the national level, Scott?
It's important. Like you always say, if you're not at the table, you're going to get eaten up. So it's important to be at the table and help set policy, whether it's corn or soybeans, for the American farmer.
And Scott's exactly right. I look back and I've met so many great leaders in honestly both organizations and in agriculture as a whole. But at the end of the day, who do you trust to fight for you other than yourself? And I know how passionate I am for ag as a whole, and especially on the corn side. I'm going to give it my all, and that's what I expect from anybody else. And I wouldn't dare ask anybody to do something I wasn't willing to do myself.
Scott, we'll start on the soybean side because they've been in the news a little bit more here over the last couple of weeks. Your thoughts on the developments? I know we finally got some beans sold to China after their commitment a couple of weeks ago. How do you feel like things are progressing on that front?
Well, we're good to have a deal in place. It'd be better if we get it signed, obviously. Right now the ball's in China's court to fulfill the obligations that they have to meet. So, like I said, we're glad we have it. Even getting to 12 million metric tons by the end of the year. It's still going to be a little bit less than where we were normally at during this time, but being our number one buyer, it's important that we keep those trade talks going with them.
And Jed, on top of the export news, the government is finally back open for business. We got some things that pertain to agriculture, pretty important things to get us through not just the end of the year, but the end of September. And it's kicking the can down the road again. But your thoughts on what happened with the new budget to get us to the end of the year and what it means for agriculture as far as the Farm Bill is concerned?
Well, I think we're all looking for some certainty. The CR is definitely helping, but as we look forward, we need certainty. You looked at the big beautiful bill; they got some provisions through that we needed. There's the talks of the skinny farm bill or whatever we're calling it today. But those numbers, we've got to get this done. We cannot keep renewing something that a lot of the information that was used to build the old farm bill is a decade old. Mm-hmm. I mean, we don't farm like we did 10 years ago. The world is not what it was 10 years ago. Our input prices definitely aren't what they were 10 years ago. And our margins are horrible. So we got to be there. We got to be at the table, which we will be. Update those numbers. Working with both the Senate and the House. They're great committees. I think we can get there, but we got to get this done. We got to get it updated. Farmers need certainty, and that's what it'll deliver.
On top of that, for the national corn growers, E15 year-round is something that you and I have talked quite a bit about over the last really several years. Are we getting close?
Well, we are, but I guess I could have said that last year too. I mean, we got there right at the end of the year, and then it went away. But I'm trying to be positive here because we need it, and I think we're so close again. We're right there. I don't want to be pessimistic. It's hard being a farmer because I know we complain a lot, but I think we're there. I'm hoping we'll get it through at the end of the year because, again, we got to keep driving demand. I mean, we have seen record exports, and I know the crop prices isn't high. I mean, as Scott and I are here, we need corn and soybeans together. Not necessarily competition, but you got to work those acres out, and there has to be a balance because when one of us drops, it brings us both down, and when one of us succeeds, it'll bring us both up. And ideally, in the perfect situation, we'll both succeed, and farmers will be great again.
there's no doubt we need exports in order to succeed in agriculture, but that domestic aspect is something that needs to continue to grow. On the soybean side, what are we looking at as far as that goes?
Well, getting domestic crush up is going to be any way we can use soybeans. Obviously, that's going to be a way. In Ohio, we're going to have Louis Dreyfus come on. It's going to be great to have more competition there. It should help improve the basis, and pricing will be keeping probably 85% of the beans within Ohio that we're raising. So any way, whether it's biofuels, any way we can use beans up is a good thing. Even with the soy foam product, I've got a brother and brother-in-law that are firefighters. My oldest son's a firefighter, so that the soy foam providing PFAS-free, safe product. That's another good thing going on, what we've got going on.
Before I let you both go, let's get back down to the farmer level there in southern Ohio. Your synopsis of 25 and your expectations for 26, Scott.
We were extremely wet beginning April 1st to July 1st. We had 37 inches of rain, untold rainfall amounts. Yields were, average, I guess, for us. But looking forward to next year, our rotations are going to be about the same as what they are. And obviously with these input prices higher, everybody's going to have to sharpen their pencil for it, which is a need why we both need corn and soybean export demand.
And Jed, I was in the cab with you just a couple of weeks ago, and things were a little bit down compared to what you're used to.
They were, and again, we're not far away, so our growing conditions wasn't a lot different. I mean, extremely wet in the spring, and then the spigot turned off there in July, and the year before, honestly, and I'm sure Scott will attest, it was a little tough too. We need a win for next year, so I'm kind of in the same boat as 26, trying to stay optimistic. I know it's hard, but I plan on trying to keep my rotation the same too. Spent a lot of years trying to build up soil health and all those aspects, and we don't want to lose it. And it's just making it tough on us.
Jed Bauer, president of the National Corn Growers Association. Scott Metzger, incoming president of the American Soybean Association. Thank you guys so much for your time, but also your leadership at the national level, and a couple of Buckeyes and all of Ohio is proud of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Diane from Michigan, a disabled senior citizen trying to get by. Henry from Florida, a veteran fighting to make ends meet. Elena from Arizona, a mother struggling to feed her daughter. Hi, I'm Connie Britton, and I support Feeding America because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year, like Diane, Henry, and Elena. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
Today's market analysis brought to you by the Louis Dreyfus Company, excited to be building the newest state-of-the-art soybean crush facility in Upper Sandusky. Call 574-566-2113 for information on soybean marketing to LDC. Here's Ryan Martin.
Grain markets finished Wednesday on the positive side, and then there was no action yesterday, no action last night. Due to the Thanksgiving holiday, it is a shortened trading time frame today, 9:30 to 1:05. Private consultant in Russia, ICAR, estimates the 2026 Russian wheat crop in the range of 86 to 91 million metric tons, citing favorable winter wheat seeding. That's the 2026 Russian crop. This year's Russian crop was down at 88.5. A second Russian crop above 85 million metric tons would allow Russia to export quite a substantial sum of wheat. Let's talk weather here for a little bit. First of all, go to South America. The forecast pattern looking pretty doggone good. Some localized monsoonal rains in Brazil for the crop there. Those are not really shied away from. The Brazil soil conditions can handle a lot of water in short order, and the crop drinks it during this stage as well. Southern Brazil, Argentina looking to be a little bit on the dry side, but again, no one's complaining there. Great crop continues to come together down to the south. That's not a very bullish thing for us here. We'll see what happens next week as everybody gets back to work. I'm Ryan Martin.
Thank you, Ryan. Markets brought to you on the Ohio AgNet by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. After Wednesday's close, December corn up 8 1/4 at 431 3/4. March 445 1/4, 7 cents higher. January soybeans 1131 1/2 up 6 3/4. March 6 cents higher at 1140 3/4. And July wheat up 2 1/4 at 557 3/4. At the Merck, December live cattle 211.02 up 402. February up 560 at 212.92. Lean hogs for December, 80.42 up 197. February up 237 at 81.37. And March feeders up 8.17 at 309.05. Make it a great day. I'm Ty Higgins. This is the Ohio AgNet. We'll see you down the road.